Bam, we're recording. Welcome, everyone. This is our Meet the Presenters. And there's Mark, he just hopped on. We've got Brittany and Livia. I'm Lydia. We've got Wendy and Alana is on here. Kathleen's going to be joining us soon. She's running a little behind. And we are meeting our presenters, some of our presenters. We've had another one previously, and this is for Family Cherish, the gift event that's happening on November 19th, this Saturday. We're very excited. And just in no particular order, Lydia's got somewhere she needs to run to, so we're going to let her start and tell us a little bit about what you're going to be presenting on Saturday.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm not sure how this works, if they're seeing everybody or they're seeing you, or I don't know what's going on.
They're seeing everybody.
Okay, we're good. Anyways, I am really excited. My topic is actually empowered parents, empower children. And realizing that when we empower ourselves and we learn these tools and techniques and different things that help us to be stronger, that in turn helps and it creates the ripple in allowing our children to be more empowered as we teach them. So I have a lot of things that I do with my family, and I've watched the confidence in my children like go way higher. Like my kids who used to hide and be really quiet, and now they will stand and be bold and go talk to strangers if they need, not like talking to strangers, but you know what I mean? They will go and ask for what they need, and they order their foods at the restaurant. So they do these things where it's helping them to be more confident in who they are and be able to say, yeah, I'm awesome and this is why. So I'm really excited to share all those things that I learned. And one thing that really stuck out to me that actually just hit me today was the fact that we need to be curious about everything. So if something's wrong with our kids, instead of saying, oh, why are you always so angry? Or why do you get so mad? Think, well, what is going on with my child? And be curious rather than jumping to, let me get mad at you. And that was just one neat little tip that came today. That it wasn't anything for then, but at least you'll have that for today.
That's really great. And I love knowing why. Because like I have one of my kids that he's like, I'm awesome, you know. But I ask him, well, what are you awesome at? And he has a really hard time remembering that sometimes. You know, why are you awesome? You have reasons. It's not just that you're awesome. You're awesome for specific things.
Yeah, that's cool. I actually have a cute little printable. I believe it's on my website at learnlivefly.com. But I created it last year for Thanksgiving, and it prints in a full like colored page, and then you tri-fold it so it fits like a restaurant table thing. And it says on one side, I'm grateful for, I'm successful at, and this is how I help someone else. So we just stick that in the middle of our table, and every day at dinner we go around and everyone has this opportunity to share what it was that they were great at that day, to claim they're awesome, to feel successful, to reach out and help others, and then to be grateful.
That's fantastic.
And it's really powerful.
And that's just on your website?
Yeah, if you go on the top at learnlivefly.com, go under, I think there's a shop button, and then you go to printables, and it's under there.
Awesome.
And if it's not, leave me a message and I'll make sure it gets on there. Because I know it is somewhere. It might be hidden currently. I don't know. So check it out and see. That's all for me. I'm going to go actually enjoy a play with my daughter, because that's one thing that, as far as empowering your kids and learning to love what they love. So I'm at the junior high, and I get to go with her to her first play to watch her friends perform tonight. So
fun.
To do that, spend time with your kids, because it is the moments that matter.
It is. Thank you for being on for a little minute. We'll see you on Saturday.
I'm excited to hear everyone else then, because I want to hear you now. Okay. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Livia. Bye. All right. I think Wendy should be next, because she was the first one on.
Well, thank you. Well, I am just thrilled to be at this conference this Saturday. I love presenting to families, to moms, to dads, because really that's basically what my story, my mess became my message. And it was my program evolved because of a place I was in as a mother, that I was just, my title to my presentation is Critical to Confident in 5 Easy Steps, And really kind of showing them how, if they're not feeling secure, if they have those negative voices going on in their heads all the time, and they're just feeling like they're their own worst critic and their own worst enemy, how do we get to a place where we can shut that off and become our greatest advocate, our greatest cheerleader? And as we do that, and just like Livy said, as we become confident, and confident basically is just saying, I have faith in myself. I believe in myself. I trust in myself. As we get into that space in our life, then we see that our children also feel safe. They feel stable. They feel like there is this figure in their life that they can trust. Because if we're trusting in ourselves, our children and the loved ones around us can also feel confident in our abilities as well. And you start to see a shift in our kids in terms of if they're feeling out of balance and doing a lot of tantruming and colicky babies, you start to see them feel a little bit less, like that energy really just starts to balance out. And so one of the things that I am teaching them are 5 steps that they can start using right now. Like, they're easy to implement, and it's just really exciting to share with them something they can take home and say, okay, I'm going to start with 1, I'm going to go on to 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so, and it will significantly improve their relationships. And if they're mompreneur like me, they'll start to see their business go up. Everything starts to magnetize and be attracted in your life when you're feeling confident in your abilities and confident in yourself. And so I'm just really excited to share that information with everyone.
I'm so excited. Yeah, and the confidence, the trusting yourself, that's the thing that's standing out to me right now with, we feel like we're good at doing things and we feel like we have the confidence, but do you really trust yourself to step into that and really go forth with more than just faith, but the confidence? I think confidence is a step higher than faith.
I believe so. I feel like, and one of the first steps is involving how do you get into a space where you're really receiving inspiration and you're really feeling in alignment. And that's kind of the first step. And we go into some exercises. I'm actually going to take the people in the audience in a few exercises and kind of get them so they understand what I'm talking about and they'll feel it. So.
Oh, awesome. I'm excited to see your exercises.
Yeah, it will be really fun. I'm excited to share it.
Awesome. Do you have anything else that you want to share? Like, what's your favorite kind of ice cream? Do you hate ice cream?
Oh, my favorite kind of, ice cream in general is fabulous. Like, I just got back from Italy a month ago and I think I ate gelato 2 times a day. And just because I had to, like, you have to. I would say anything yummy, gooey with caramel and nuts and fudge and yumminess, and yeah. And it's something that I cannot even have in my house. Only when I'm on vacation will I allow myself to really, really do it. But anyways, so yeah, ice cream is like the bomb, right? Like, it just is.
Yeah, we have at least 5 flavors in our freezer right now.
Seriously, it would be gone. And mine would be gone. So no.
Well, I probably only have it because I just got it yesterday.
Don't bring it Saturday, please. Don't.
Welcome, Julie Brown. We're glad you got on. I'm sorry that I didn't get the link to you. Somehow we had a mix-up and you were missing. I'm glad you found it. All right, let's see. Brittany, would you like to go next?
Sure. Sorry. Brittany Fowler, BrittanyDelivers.com. And so I'm also excited to be at the event on Saturday. And funny story, that Kathleen and I were actually, like, she didn't know me before, but we ended up meeting at a different conference last weekend. And then she's like, I was complimenting her on her nails. And I was all, hey, I love your nails. They're so cute. She's like, yeah, I got them done for this event I'm hosting next Saturday. I'm all, what event is that? She's all, oh, like, families, like, cherish the gift and the value. Yeah. And I'm all, hold on a second. I'm a backup speaker for that. So am I speaking or am I not speaking? Because just let me know, because I was planning something. She's like, oh no, you're speaking. We were just going to call you today or tomorrow. And I was like, Well, good thing I ran into you randomly
Yeah,
at a hotel.
just so
in
perfect.
Salt Lake City. Yeah, so crazy. Anyway,
Within
so happy to be
hours.
here. Yeah, man.
So
So
glad-
happy to so happy to be with you guys. So my message this weekend is about teammate training, not teamwork training, because there's a huge difference when it comes to teamwork and teammate. And so I have been on a lot of different types of teams. I played college and softball. I was on teams internationally that played like the Spain national team and things like that. We traveled out of the country. I've been on an all-boys tackle football team where I had to learn how to sit the bench. And through my experiences of years and years and years and years and years of like being on awesome teams, on terrible teams, on teams that would win, on teams that would lose, with coaches that would go as far as being verbally abusive to awesome coaches who just help you thrive, right? I learned so much about what it means to be a great teammate. And I want to share what I've learned because we may not be on a softball team or we may not be on a sports team as adults, but we are all part of teams. A spouse, husband and wife is a team. A parent-child is a team. A family unit is a team. In your professional life, you're part of teams. Everywhere you look, our relationships are really team-based, right? But you have to show up as a good mate, as a good teammate for that team to be successful. Because I know this is so cliche, and I've actually been trying to come up with something other metaphoric, but you're only as strong as your weakest link, and that is so true when it comes to teammates. And so just going over like skills and tools and how you can better yourself so you can show up and add value. Because really, that's really what it comes down to. Showing up is half the value, and then half the battle. And then what value can you offer and bring to the table for the people that you're a part of? So that teammate training is this weekend. And I'm excited, and that's all I have. Unless you have more questions.
I'm excited to have you too. I'm sure you have a lot of things to share, and you just got to narrow all this massive awesomeness down to just your turn on Saturday.
Yeah, it will be fine. It will be good. So I do have some other messages that I present on, but I felt like this was, this is a good one for the family because the family unit is a team. So
yes, it is.
It will be great.
Yes, it is. Hi, I made it on.
Hey, Kathleen's here.
We're taking turns is what we're doing about, what is it, Lydia, being busy and it's like trying to catch up with each other the last few days.
Yeah.
We're having 5-minute conversations. That's about, hey, how's it going? Good. Okay, bye. Well, but my laptop is finally working. Yes. So.
Super excited for that.
I am. Can you tell? I'm really excited for that.
Yeah. Hey, Brittany, we didn't get to hear about your favorite ice cream.
Oh, well, currently I'm 7 months pregnant and I'm on a strict diet of no sugar. So
what's your favorite no sugar thing? That I need to learn.
Well, there's none. Let's be honest. No, the halfway following the midwife's advice is I just get a really kind of a low sugar, high protein yogurt. I don't have very much of it, but then I'll add in coconut, chopped up raw almonds, and a few dried blueberries. And so I'll mix that together, and that's super delicious for me right now. That's my treat. So doing good.
That sounds good.
It is, Dummy.
Awesome.
It is.
All right. Thank you, Brittany. Mark, it's your turn. I am so excited for Mark to talk to us. He's going to be presenting about fathers, and I don't have a father's perspective, so I'm really excited to hear what you have to share.
Yes.
Well, imagine that you don't have a father's perspective. I don't have a mother's perspective, so that's okay. We're
balance, right?
Yeah, and one of the key things in coming into life with a perspective is that you get to start looking at other people's perspectives. And so I start off from the perspective of being a son. And so the topic that I chose to speak on was fatherhood And I entitled it, Skip the Woodshed and Get Connected. Now, what I mean by that is literally skip the woodshed. I've been taken to the woodshed quite literally. And there are things that happen in life that are great lessons. And those lessons really make it important for us to come to understand why we should be doing things differently. I don't fault my father. He did the best he possibly could. He didn't know what to do. And guess what? He wasn't the one who wanted to take me to the woodshed. And I don't have the mother's perspective, but my mom's the one who wanted me taken to the woodshed. So, and it didn't happen. I can only think of 2 times that it ever happened. And it gave me perspective on life that there are expectations of us. And sometimes those expectations aren't fully there for the person who has the expectation put upon them. And so really what I want to talk about is how, as a father, and this applies to women as well, to understand how to support fatherhood and how to support their children in the relationship with a father. Because when we talk about being able to come in and provide fathering, well, we have to understand the perspective of the child. And without that full understanding of what is the child thinking in this situation and how should I respond, it becomes very difficult to respond correctly. And so I'm going to share some things that I've learned by having to make mistakes myself, because I've made plenty of them as a father, but I'm learning things that make me a much better father and a much better communicator with my children. And the connectedness that we feel at this point is so much more than when I was a younger father. And so I want to really get into how do we get the proper perspective, and how do we even protect ourselves from the situations that cause us to lose our cool and want to take the kid to the woodshed. And so that's really where I'm coming from, is how to get that perspective, how to keep yourself in a good place so that you don't even feel the need to go there.
Yeah, and perspective, it's interesting because when you first said woodshed, my brain said wood shop. And I thought you were like going to go out and build something.
That's my other energy.
Woodshed.
That's my other energy. I could lean over and pull out my draw knives, and you'd really be feeling that. But that's actually the better place to take the kids. You don't want to skip the wood shop. You want to skip the wood shed, unless, of course, you're chopping wood. And I have a lot of great lessons in life from chopping wood that are very character building.
So we're going to go from the woodshed to the wood shop.
That's right. You find a good piece of wood in the woodshed, you take it to the wood shop, and you make it something beautiful. And really, that's what we're doing with our children, is we're finding the best things in them, bringing them into the shop to help refine them and let them become the beautiful thing that they are.
And they are beautiful. It has so much potential.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I like the way you just said that.
Well, thank you. Every now and again, I wax metaphorical.
I call it I get downloads.
And Mark, I don't know how you don't get the cravings the same as women. What's your food of choice for treating?
For treating, I think I created it tonight. I picked the last of my blackberries yesterday before the storm came in, and I was sitting there looking at a couple of blackberries that were still sitting on the counter, and I'm like, I don't want any hot cocoa. I don't need the sugar. And so I made myself blackberry honey tea tonight, and it was just fine.
Oh my goodness.
That's fancy. Nice.
Yes. Blackberry honey tea?
Blackberry honey tea. It was just delicious and soothing. It was awesome.
So how do you do that? You boil the blackberries, or?
I just poured hot water into a cup with the blackberries, squished them up, and then added some honey. It was simple.
Wow.
Very cool. Well, Julie, we have Julie, May, and Julie Brown. So today we're talking about Julie Brown. And Julie, I know you're a garden expert, and you probably have something similar that's one of your favorite things.
You're Brad.
For like eating?
Yeah, for eating.
Yeah, I actually like to take a frozen banana and blend it up with any fruit, like just throw some fruit in. Like it could be frozen strawberries and other berries and stuff like that. And you blend it up so it's like it's like the consistency almost of ice cream. So you still eat it with a spoon. So it feels like you're eating ice cream, but it's really healthy and yummy. So that's my favorite.
Cool. You have all sorts of treats and yummy things for me to try next time I have a treat day.
Yeah, and it is full of sugar, just natural sugar. So.
Well, Julie, we're glad that you're able to come and present on Saturday also. And you're going to be talking about marriage meetings.
Yeah. So do you want me to tell you a little bit about what I'm going to talk about or what?
Yes, please. Give us a little taste so that anybody that's watching will be like, man, I want to come to Julie's class.
You do. Well, if you're married, then you need to come to my class. And if you have ever had a instance where you did not communicate properly because of, like, for example, you planned something and you thought that you told your spouse, but you didn't actually tell them, and then they got mad because you didn't tell them what was going on beforehand and you just kind of sprung it on them. If that's ever happened to you, you gotta come to my class. I also in the marriage meeting, how I have it put together and how I teach you to do this with your spouse is it helps open up that communication and solve so many problems of miscommunication. That was one of the major issues that I had in my marriage. And when we started doing them, it was a night and day difference. I thought that he was just being mean to me because I could never do anything, but it wasn't. I was just springing stuff on him instead of telling him ahead of time or, communicating with him. And so that just the scheduling part helped. But it also, in the meetings, you cover 4 out of the 5 love languages. I'll teach you that in the class of how to do that, so that every single week when you have your marriage mastermind, you are covering 4 out of the 5 love languages. The only one we don't cover is gifts. So if you bring a gift to the meeting, you've got it covered. So wouldn't that be awesome to know for sure that every single week you are showing love in 4 out of the 5 love languages to your spouse without really any effort, other than just making sure you are in that meeting? Wouldn't that be awesome?
It was so great. And my problem before has been we didn't understand each other's love language, and when I try to figure out how to communicate and everything, it was just this meeting idea that cover all of them, just do all of them.
Well, it's all showing love, So yeah. So cool. Anyway, and I'll teach that, and I'll share a few tips and stories that will really make it a powerful thing, so that you can be on board, because you're the core of the household. If you aren't on board with each other and understanding and helping each other the best that you can and have that strength in your marriage, how are you going to be a good parent? It's going to be a lot harder. And if you work, or if you own a business, if you're not on the same page, how are you going to be the most effective? It's going to detract from that. So I think it's like, if I could get everyone to be doing marriage mastermind meetings, I bet we could really cut the rate of divorce. I really think that. Just this one thing, if I could get everyone doing it, every married person, I think we really could. So that's why I'm so passionate about teaching it.
That is so awesome. Yeah, and I've tried your marriage meetings, and they do help. It's amazing. And
yeah,
my husband didn't know about it, but I read your free thing from your website, your marriage meetings outline, and I remembered it, and I started doing it, and it was night and day, even though I didn't talk to him about it beforehand. And now we're talking about it after we did that. It's the whole togetherness thing. So
yeah, awesome, good. Thank you for sharing that.
Great.
Yeah, and it takes practice. You just got to keep having them very consistently. Like, even if we're even if he leaves out of town, he travels for his business, and we will still hold our marriage meetings just so that we, you know, have that consistency and just have that communication of time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe the communication will happen here and there throughout the week, but we know for sure we will have good communication in that one time, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Consistency is key with every one of our topics here. It's all coming down to consistency. You've got to put in the effort to be there for your family and work together.
Yep.
It's gonna
That's what I have found out, though, in anything, you have to be consistent. Consistency actually brings safety. is
Yeah.
what it does. When you're inconsistent, then there's no safety in the home because your family doesn't know what to expect. And as long as you're consistent and, sorry, I've been gone all day, and so she's like a little girl, and she's my mink stole. It keeps me warm.
Cute.
They're jealous down below. You probably heard one bark. But that is what I have found out, though, even with my kids, whenever I had any consequence, I always set consequences for actions. I didn't. It was like, these are the rules, these are the consequences. So now you know when you make a choice, it taught them to make choices. They had the choice. You either follow it or not. And as long as you're consistent with it, it actually brings safety into the home. So anything that breeds consistency brings safety. They get up to that next level of Maslow's hierarchy. Once you have that safety, you go up to that next level of belonging.
And Kathleen, are you going to be talking about that in your presentation on Saturday?
I will be, yes. Maslow's will be introduced. Maslow, the spirit, will be introduced. And that's something that, so I have to tell you, when I first started doing these just as an hour presentation, when I was back in the launch with Julie, and Kirk says, you need to go do presentations. Okay. That is one thing that came up with me. I'm going to go a little bit spiritual. We were having a primary program, and there was a song that was the family is of God or something like that. We belong to, I can't remember. Anyway, it was a song, a primary song, and my granddaughter was learning it. And so we were singing it, and I had it recording. And I had just gone to a class that had Maslow's hierarchy of laws. And as I was singing that song, I was like, oh my goodness, I understand what's going on. Here, go see what's going on. The adversary is wanting to tear families apart, because as you look at this, if the family belongs together, and you look at Maslow's hierarchy, we have air we can breathe. If we have a home we live in, that's the first one. The next one is safety. You create safety. So if you're not having safety in the home, if they can make people feel unwanted and not belonging, that's that third step up. And they can't get up to where they feel accomplished, or they start, going down and serving others. If he gets the families tore apart by not feeling like they belong together, you have these kids going off into gangs, you have the family falling apart. And as I said last time, the family is the backbone to society. It's like the spine. And you stop and think of what happens if you fall and you cry and you injure your back, or you become crippled and you have to have surgery. Some of us have to go in for surgery, and the repairs work. Others remain crippled for the rest of their life because of surgery. They're not accepting of the surgery. And if we have a family that is crippled, it cripples the whole society. It doesn't just cripple within the family. The whole society becomes crippled. And so it's the backbone. There was something other really neat, but you know what? I'm not getting the download today on that one. It's probably been like running here and there and trying to get downloads. But that is the one. Oh, no, I do have it. Once it becomes divided, and a family becomes divided, we've always heard in government, a nation divided cannot stand. So if the family becomes divided, and the family is the backbone to society, Once it becomes divided, the nation becomes divided. And we see that going on right now because there's a lot of disconnections in the family, a lot of crippling effects going on in families if they're not together. I see it in my own family, so yes, that's what I will be talking on.
Fabulous. Very fabulous. And Alana, thank you for being here. We listened to Alana tell us about her presentation last week, so that was nice that she joined us today too.
Yes, it is.
And does anyone have anything else they want to share real quick before we end? We've got about a few minutes left.
Any other little tidbits to get people to come to the thing? Now, you've all noticed that there is a contest going on. I hope you got onto the group presenters Facebook page and seen the contest. Lydia and I talked to one of my mentors today, and that's what she suggested. I was like, what can I do? And so she suggested have a contest. I'm like, great, I'll have a contest. And so this is our little snippets that I said. Lydia and I are catching up with each other at 5 minutes at a time, saying, what do you think about this? Yes, go for it. Okay. So I sat outside of a dance rehearsal, putting that in my phone. Fortunately, that's something I can't do, sitting waiting for dance rehearsal to be done. So it's on there. Go to the group Facebook page. I posted something about 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I just posted something again tonight about the contest. I think, Mark, you might have seen it already because you responded back. Check it out. We're having a contest. See who can get the most people there. I figure if how many speakers do we have, Lydia? Oh, wait a minute. I have them written down here.
I believe we've got 10.
10?
11.
So, and you guys all are able to invite 7 people at no cost. So 7 times 10, that's 70 people. It gives everybody a lot more chance. What I told Lydia, I says, I would rather have people there where you guys can tell them what you have to offer than have nobody there. And so get those tickets out there, have contests. I know it's only 2 days away, but I know you guys can do it. I know you guys can get people there. 7 tickets, you guys have 7 tickets. And then I will put Eventbrite down to $5 per ticket. So I will be creating a Google Doc for you guys to enter, whoever it is that you invite, so we know who to give credit to. And as it says on there, whoever gets the most people to this event, 4 minutes, whoever gets the most people to this event, you will be put in our other keynote speaker. I believe we have Connie Soko. Is that right? In April, who will be one of the keynote speakers, and you will get the other. We're going to do 2 keynotes in April. That will be our next event, and you will be able to get one of the spots. So,
yay!
I'd like to see you guys in there. We'd like to see you as one of our keynotes. This one will be in Salt Lake. So this is an ongoing thing. We've started. We will be having, I believe, Salt Lake every 6 months, every year, and in the Ogden area every year. And once we get these up and going, we plan on taking it. We're going to get crazy. And we like you guys to be part of it. You guys are part of our jump in and just do it group. So we thank you.
We really, really appreciate you guys.
Yes, we've been learning a lot in this, putting this event together.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll see you on Saturday.
Yep, excited.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.